दर्शकवृन्द नमस्ते। भिजन फर नेपाल फाउन्डेसन द्वारा प्रस्तुत अमेरिकन कन्भर्सेसन्स अर्थात् अमेरिकी संवादमा यहाँहरूलाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छौँ। प्रत्येक महिनाको 2 चोटि प्रसारण गरिने यो कार्यक्रम हामीहरूले अमेरिकाबाट प्रस्तुत गर्दछौँ र यसमा अमेरिकामा बसेर नेपाललाई प्रत्यक्ष अथवा अप्रत्यक्ष रूपले सहयोग गर्ने र कुनै न कुनै तरिकाले योगदान गर्ने नेपाली अथवा अमेरिकन अथवा कुनै पनि विदेशी व्यक्तिहरूलाई हामीले यस कार्यक्रममा प्रस्तुत गर्ने गर्दछौँ। र यसै क्रममा आजको यस कार्यक्रममा हामीले यस्ता दम्पतिलाई यस कार्यक्रममा निम्त्याएका छौँ जसले 1970 र 80 को दशकमा नेपालमै बसेर विभिन्न तरिकाले पीस कोर्प मार्फत योगदान गरे र उहाँहरूको छोरी किरण छेत्री हामीले प्रत्येक बिहान CNN मा गुड मर्निङ अमेरिका चलाएको देख्न पाउँछौँ उहाँलाई। र ती 2 जोडीको अहिले वैवाहिक जीवनमा बाँधिएको अहिले 3 दशक भन्दा बढी भइसकेको छ र त्यस्तो सफल वैवाहिक जीवन बाँच्न सफल भएका र उहाँहरूको सफल जीवनको पछाडिको रहस्यहरू के हुन् अमेरिकी लाइफमा हामीले धेरै बिरलै हामीले यस्ता प्रकारका कुराहरू देख्न पाउँछौँ र आज हामीले उहाँहरूसँग यी विगतका नेपालमा रहँदाखेरिका अनुभवहरू र अमेरिका आइसकेपछिका तिता मिठा राम्रा नराम्रा पक्षहरू सबैलाई समेट्ने गरी आज यस अमेरिकी संवादमा हामीले निम्त्याएका छौँ Nancy and Home. Welcome to the American Conversations, Madam Nancy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Home. So we are here talking today about your conjugal life, the matrimonial life of more than 3 decades, let me say close to 4 decades. So what is the secret behind this successful marriage?
Well, I met Home a very long time ago when I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Nepal. And I really didn't think he looked very much like a Nepali. And I wasn't quite sure he was a Nepali. But
what was he doing then?
He was a regional director there, and for that reason he did a lot of trips out to the field. So I would see his name, but I never knew who this person was until one day it was a holiday, and I went to the office for my mail, and there he was. And we started talking, and I thought, this guy, he really looks like a home family man, and he probably has a wife and a couple of kids and things. So later I learned that, he was single, and we would go to a lot of parties that were sponsored by Peace Corps. And I only had a bicycle, and he was staff, so he had a Jeep. The one day he almost ran into me because I was on my bicycle and he was in the Jeep. So from then on, whenever there was a party, he would take me along with the other volunteers and drop us at our houses. And the one day I met him, he invited me for dinner with his family, and I was very impressed. So after that, we worked together on a lot of things. And I got to really respect him and really appreciated his friendship, and it just grew from there. And I think the qualities I saw in him then, I see even more now and appreciate them.
So, Homeji, what do you have to say about your great, successful marriage life with Nancy?
अब हामीहरूको जुन लाइफ अब हुन त अब 35-36 वर्षभन्दा बढी भइसकेको छ। अब यस्तो हुनुको लागि त्यहाँ कुनै किसिमको सिक्रेट केही छैन भाइ साहब। यो चाहिँ खालि के भने एउटा जस्तो कमन सेन्स, आफ्नो चाहिँ कमन सेन्सको चाहिँ प्रयोग गर्ने हो। मैले चाहिँ नि नान्सीलाई नेपालमा भेटभन्दा अगाडि म चाहिँ यहाँ अमेरिकामा आएर 6 वर्ष पहिले नै बिताइसकेको थिएँ के। त्यसैले यहाँको चाहिँ हालचाल के छ, हाल खबर कस्तो छ, चालचलन कस्तो छ भन्ने कुरामा मलाई के थियो नि कि मलाई अलिकति चाहिँ नि जे पनि परिचित थिएँ भनौँ न। त त्यसैले जब मैले नाइसीलाई चाहिँ नेपालमा भेटेँ अनि मैले यसो विचार गरेँ, अब ऊ चाहिँ नि नेपालमा आएर नेपाली केही तरिकाले नेपाली जस्तै भएर बसेको छ, नेपाली खाना खान्छ, यो सबै देख्दाखेरि नि मलाई यस्तो लाग्यो, ओहो यो यस्तो मान्छेसँग चाहिँ अब हेरौँ केही किसिमले चाहिँ नि कुनै किसिमको रिलेसनसिप मैले बनाउन सक्छु कि भनेर चाहिँ सोच्दै थिएँ त्यसै बेलामा हामीहरू चाहिँ नि डेट गर्ने बाहिर जाने यताउति चाहिँ गऱ्यौँ त्यसो हुँदाहुँदै अब अलिअलि गरेर हाम्रो चाहिँ भनौँ न अब लभ चाहिँ बस्यो अनि मैले चाहिँ अब मेरो परिवारलाई लगेर उसलाई चाहिँ चिना परिचय सबै गराएँ हुन त अब लाइक मेरो बा आमालाई यसो हेर्दै त अमेरिकन आएमा यसले कसरी चाहिँ यहाँ बस्न सक्ला अनि त्यस्तो किसिमको चाहिँ नि केही चाहिँ नि सन्देहहरू थियो होला तर पनि मलाई चाहिँ नाइन्सीले चाहिँ नेपालमै म बसेँ भने पनि नेपालमा राम्रोसँग उसले बस्न सक्छ भन्ने मलाई चाहिँ कन्फिडेन्स थियो अनि त्यही भएको हुनाले हामीहरूको चाहिँ अब नेपालमै बिहा भयो त्यो छोरी पनि नेपालमै जन्मी That's all there is. There is no secret to it.
No, I mean, what is the secret behind the success of this married life for all these many years? I mean, 3 decades, almost 4 decades. I mean, you might have had to face some unwelcome situations back in Nepal and in here. Maybe you had to face some kind of cultural shocks. So how did you mitigate all those and then still kept on growing in your married life?
Okay, Nancy?
Well, I think our marriage kind of confuses people because even in Nepal, they would look at me. We'd be going trekking, and I'd be carrying the knapsack, and he'd be going on ahead of me, and they probably thought that I was his
porter.
So, on another occasion, I mean, we were he had a flat tire on his Jeep, and I was there helping him. So people just were confused, I think, that we were a couple. And as we go through life now, we try to let people know, yes, we are together, and it seems to go a lot better that way.
Madam Nancy, having hailed from a very different culture, very different civilization, and a very faraway place, you guys met together and decided to live together as husband and wife. And so during those earlier times, you might have had to go a very tough time. I mean, you might have had to experience a kind of cultural shock in the family, the way people live in the house. It was not just that we would be meeting outside and then living for a while and then be separate again. So you might have had to undergo a lot of difficult situations. And same with Mr. Home while you came to America. So how did you work out to mitigate all those kind of challenges that were so delicate and that were going to challenge your happy married life?
In a foreign culture, you have to realize that one of the two people is going to have to make some sacrifices. And you have to be conscious of that. And you really have to make your decision based on, can the other person live? Me, can I live in Nepal? Him, can he live in the States? But he had already lived in the States for 7 years because he studied his master's degree there, although I didn't know him. So for him to come back to the States, the only thing he was worried about, he was worried about a job. And I told him, with your education and with your personality, you will definitely be able to get a job. Well, we came back here when things were really tough, and so we had to tough it out for a while. But I think that brought us closer together.
So, Mr. Home, how did you first, adjusted in America? I mean, when you first came as a husband of Nancy. So, how was your feeling?
Yeah. Well, before I met Nancy and before we got married, I had already spent, some time here. I did my undergraduate and graduate studies here, so I was quite familiar, with the culture. there was a little bit like, cultural problems, like even in Nepal, for example, some of the kids would, young kids would say to Nancy, Makai ko kapal, corn head, either, right? Or, biralo ko anka, like a cat's eyes, And, she used to get disturbed, about that, But I say, listen, all they were doing is describing, what you look like, And it so happened, when we got married, our wedding ceremony was, Hindu style, and my guru, had somehow compressed, 3 days of Nepali wedding into one afternoon, So he gave her a name, and he called her Sunkesari,
Okay.
But of course, when I explained it to Nancy what Sunkesari means, of course, she was happy and smiling,
Beautiful.
So, there is, that kind of a little bit, like a misunderstanding, But, it also depends on the personality of a person, like I am, I am very confident person, when I came here, I have had a lot of experience, and I'm very confident. So when people made some comments, I never got disturbed.
We have witnessed the families breaking down, breaking away, separating even, months or years after they got together, especially interracial and kind of, I would say intercultural marriages have not been so successful in America. But you have had a great example in this situation. So what is the message?
I would say don't bag it. Just stick with it. Try to be understanding of the other person. And marriage is a commitment. It's not something you run away from.
Yes.
I mean, when you look at Nepalese women, they get married to people they never saw before.
Yeah.
They are not in love with the person that they're marrying, but they fall in love with that person.
Yeah,
Of course,
develop love after they get married.
Exactly.
And so it is with marriage in general. It's a commitment, and you have to sort out your differences. You have to be understanding, and I think doing things that please the other person. Maybe it's not in their culture. They celebrate holidays different than you do, but do the extra thing that pleases that person, and they will remember that, and they'll do the same thing to you.
Did you have some differences between yourselves, and then, how did you mitigate that?
Yeah, of course, I am set in my ways, and Nancy is set in her ways, in a lot of things, for example, when we first came in here, we stay some time, with her parents, and we stay with her sister, and then of course Kiran was a little baby. In America, what happens is usually you always, I went to church with her, with Kiran, and all that. But then, we did that even in Nepal. Like a lot of my nephews and nieces went to school, St. Mary's and St. Xavier's, and they have a chapel there, they went there. But that don't mean a thing for us, because I was born Hindu, and I just don't believe in changing